what's going on YouTube? Just gonna get this set up here, and then we will jump right into it. You can see I have queued up here on the display the route that we're gonna take. I'm gonna label this as test route 1. You can see that I can enable the FSD beta right now. I have my destination set, and like I said, I'm gonna be doing a series of these live so we can see just how well the FSD beta is updated over time. So I'm gonna go ahead and engage autopilot, and we're gonna start the test right now. So you can see it comes off from the side of the road and goes on to the middle of the road. And now the FSD beta is going to follow the navigation that we have over here. Kind of operates awkwardly through here when it's super wide, and then it'll straighten back up when it gets a little more narrow. We do have a green light, there's no acknowledgements. If I have to put any input in, I'll definitely let you know. And so right now I'm going to try to keep my hands here without adjusting speed or anything like that. I got some feedback from you guys that from my last video when I was adjusting the speed, that is technically input. So I'll definitely let you know if I do end up putting any input in. From doing my testing, I know that some of the input that I have to do is adjust the speed on the scroll wheel, or tap the accelerator a little bit, kind of enticing the FSD to get going. So we have a left turn coming up here, and that is going to be at this stop sign. It did turn on the left-hand turn signal as well. So it's going to come to a stop and then creep forward. And of course, because I'm in control of the vehicle still, I'm looking both directions. I see that it is clear. A car is coming, but it was confident enough to make that left turn, and I think it was safe as well. So now we're here. Nobody goes 25 miles an hour in this little section, although it is 25 miles an hour. And so that's one of the things where I would typically scroll up, but I'm just going to, so far, no interactions to start this, what we're going to call test route 1. So I'm going to create a whole playlist just based off of this test route. And so we are coming here. We do have the availability for right on red. So autopilot is waiting for its turn. It does recognize that it can go right on red. A little bit jerky there, slamming on the brakes. Now this is a tricky intersection because it's a 2-lane highway that way, but a 3-lane highway this way. So we do have a lane to turn into over here. Now it looks like after this car, there is no more traffic there. So it is able to see that, which is really impressive. And it does turn out. Now I notice with yields, with right turns, and even, with yielding left and with right turns right, it is very cautious. And I think that has to do with that this is a newer build. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. If you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you like these types of live videos. Some of the some of the comments I've gotten were that people wanted to see the full unedited version of this car driving. I know early on some of the beta testers got some negative feelings from people on the internet. Sorry, we'll see what it's going to do here because we have to merge over. We have somebody coming up behind us. So a little bit shaky there. But some of the early beta testers kind of edited out the bad stuff. So what I want to do for you guys is give you unedited, real world, what's going to happen and how this car is doing. So far there's been absolutely zero interaction from myself. You can see here we have this construction going on, so it has no idea what the speed limit is. So it's guessing that it's 45, which it might be on old map data here, might be 45. Although most people through here go at least 55, because up around the bend here, it does turn into a 55-mile-an-hour zone. I also want to say that I love the user interface here. So what you'll see dynamically if you scroll back this video, as soon as I turn on autopilot, you'll see this part of the display shift over, and so the nav goes over here. But when I'm not in autopilot, it'll have the nav a lot larger, right? So when you're in autopilot, the car is seen, and this little feeler line really gives you a good idea of where the car is going to go. So I did some testing without any navigation in, and that feeler line will basically guess for me, making right turns, making left turns. I did that in a neighborhood setting, and that feeler line will kind of make left and right turns just kind of randomly, I think, or it has some sort of algorithm where it guesses based on the curvature of the road or whatever it is. So once we go under this bridge, you're going to notice something really interesting. So it's actually going to switch from, there used to be an old stoplight here, so this is old traffic light um, map data. So you're going to see it switch here to what you expect, navigate on autopilot screen. So we're back to the regular navigate on autopilot screen because this is a highway where there's no traffic lights on this highway. So it's going to shift to a navigate on autopilot screen. And we're going to go under this next bridge, and then we're going to take the next exit, and you're going to see it shift back to the FSD beta screen. So now, so this is definitely like the merging of two different softwares with this navigate on autopilot and FSD. And I think that's because in lane change with this, and you'll see it when it comes to take this next exit right around this curve, in the lane change, it still has me confirm the lane change, even though in FSD, like you see here, I have to confirm my hands are on the wheel before it will change lanes over. So it changes lanes over, and right at the end of this, or the beginning of this exit, you're going to see the shift back over, and my view get a lot larger, and this navigation part of the screen get a lot smaller, and I go back to the FSD view. So there we go, just jumped back to the FSD view. So trying to decide if it wants to go behind this car. You can see that little feeler line gives us a good idea of where the FSD beta is thinking that it should take the car. So now we're waiting here at a stoplight. And I will say something with stoplights I've noticed that is just convenient, and specifically only two Teslas. So if we were the car in front of us here, it's really hard to see from your windshield because your windshield is blocking that light because of how high the light is up there. So it's actually nice to look down at the center display, and you can see what the light is, and you'll see from the center display when the light changes. Of course, in FSD beta, it's going to just go automatically. Now the light is green. It does turn on the turn signal here. Kind of an awkward intersection, but it's able to navigate it really well. So we have a truck coming from over here, and we need to make a right turn. So it's chosen to go behind the truck. And now we are in the right turn lane. So let's see how it makes a right turn at a stoplight. So slowing down, we do have a car in front of us. That car has turned, and now it's our turn. You can see the dotted line, and it does a pretty good job making that turn. I do like how confidently it accelerates out of the turn. And now after this intersection, we're going to turn to the right. So let's see if it is able to catch that right-hand turn lane, which is right there. And it does dive right in there. Turns on the turn signal again and turns in and does a pretty good job. Now in this situation, it does look like it's kind of taking up the entire center space here. So I want to see it on the right-hand side. And we are turning in from where this Jeep is coming out. The turn signal is on. Let's see how it's able to navigate this. It's going to go past and around the Jeep, and it does a really good job pretty confidently. And another right turn, again, in a parking lot area. All right, it did it. 0 interactions, FSD beta 10.3, and this was test route 1. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.